What's the podcast about?
That part. I don't know, man. I try to figure it out.
Got a whole lot of I don't knows, bro. Like, because we're leading our lives with I don't know, it's very, very hard to get something out of life that we know for sure is going to happen.
Yeah.
You understand? But it's not your fault. It's the environment. I think once you stop drifting, sky's the limit for you. But we got to stop drifting. Right now, you are a 31-year-old drifter. And intentionality is where success comes from. You suck, your business sucks, and you'll never be successful. How many people paid you $5,000? You ever lied to anybody? Okay, real quick. Anything you see in here? It's over, bro. What's your belief system? You're married, yes, to a woman, or you let your wife wear pants? When I ask you for something and you don't give it to me, are you knowing that you're lying to me?
Lying?
You cannot move being this comfortable. But you be in the crib and your drawers just like, hey, yo. My job is to make you fail. My job is to make you quit. My job is to make you cry. But if you survive it, success is on the other side. All right, welcome to the hot seat, man. How you feeling?
I don't know what to expect, but I'm good. I'm here.
Hold on, you've seen the hot seat before, right?
I've seen the hot seat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, when you see the hot seat, what made you say, I want to do it?
Just to see what comes from it, what type of advice you give me, stuff like that. The experience, really. Good.
Okay, well, so it's half information, half entertainment.
Okay, I got
So I'm really a nice guy. I really, really am.
Okay.
But I'm a tough business coach.
Okay.
So
you need that.
Yeah,
you need that
sure.
in business. You need that tough love.
Absolutely.
You know.
100%. So all right, let's get into it, man. I want you to kind of think through some issues that you have in your business, and I'll do my best to help.
Okay.
But where are you at now? What do you do?
I'm a barber. So I'm at Pro Fresh Cuts on Moreland Avenue, 745 Moreland Avenue, Southeast.
Gotcha.
Suite Unit C103.
Okay.
Plug it in.
Hey, gotta plug it. You you're doing something right already.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm a barber.
Okay.
And I also host a podcast also. Okay. So, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It's been a journey.
What's the goal?
For the barber or the podcast?
For you.
For me, just trying to build as many relationships as I can and leverage as much as I can. And
the goal. Well, hold on. So, give me your name again.
GOAT. GOAT.
So, the reason you became a barber and started a podcast is to build as many relationships as you can?
Somewhat. Of course, you want to make money and stuff, but
Well, we can't assume that. Some people do stuff just to be doing stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but definitely build relationships, because you never know what to stem from relationships.
Explain that.
Like, you can build. You know how they say, would you take 500,000 or 500 or a dinner with Jay-Z?
500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z.
You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I take a dinner with Jay-Z.
You're lying to me.
I take a dinner with Jay-Z.
You're lying to me.
Yeah. You wouldn't?
Why? What? Why?
It's Jay-Z. Like,
Jay-Z said that's a dumb decision.
Of course you're going to say that for the cameras.
No.
But you're going to make way more money off a relationship with Jay-Z.
How?
Just because it's power in a relationship with Jay-Z.
Okay. You're under the assumption that after the dinner, y'all BFFs.
Nah, it ain't that. It ain't that.
What do you think you're going to hear at a dinner with Jay-Z?
You never know.
You don't know.
You never know.
You're now gambling $500,000. Question. Who do you look in business? Who do you look up to and admire in business? Like today, like somebody that you know, maybe somebody that lives in Atlanta.
Do they have to be do it have to be like a personal relationship? Or?
No, it's somebody that you just admire.
Okay.
Like Jay-Z, you admire a Jay-Z. You think that person's brilliant.
Yeah.
So maybe they're an influencer. Maybe they live in Atlanta and have built a big business and you're like, yo, I admire them. I respect them.
I'm going to say Eric Thomas first.
Eric Thomas?
Myron Golden.
Myron, okay.
Those are like two of the guys who I kind of like tap in with daily.
Okay.
That's
what's up. Real quick.
That's a lot.
So would you take dinner with Myron Golden or $50,000?
I'm gonna take the dinner with Myron Golden.
Dinner, okay.
Yeah.
I can set that up for you.
Okay. See, that's the power
It's
of relationships.
50,000.
Like if I wouldn't have met you today, I wouldn't have known that you could set that up.
No,
But if I got that 50,000, then I just would have been focusing on what I can do with the 50,000.
yeah, but for sure. But in this scenario, it's not about not getting the 50,000. It's you're trading the 50,000, meaning for this scenario to be true, you would have to give Myron $50,000.
Right, for the dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's say, would you take dinner with me or $20,000?
I'm gonna go on to dinner.
Dinner.
Yeah, we're going out to eat.
Give me 20 grand. We'll go right now.
If I had it, I would.
And
you have to be able to do that.
Yeah, but the fact that you don't have it means you would take the money. If there's $20,000 right here,
Okay, I see what
and you're saying, yo, you can either take this $20,000 off the table, you can invest it in your business, you could do whatever, or you can go have a conversation with David. You're lying to say, yo, if there's $500,000 right here, or a conversation with Jay-Z,
it depends on where I'm at in life.
right now,
Right now, I got to take the conversation because I can't afford to put the money into.
you can't. You know why you can't afford it?
Why is that?
Because you make decisions like I'd take a conversation with somebody over $500,000.
Even if you can apply what they're giving to you throughout the conversation.
You're gambling $500,000. You don't know what that person's going to tell you. You don't know what they're going to apply. Jay-Z said, yo, why would you do that? That's silly. I put all the information I got in music.
Yeah.
I know how this conversation is
Jay-Z
going to go.
though.
You're going to be like, yo, Jay, how do I get to the next level? He's going to say, what would you ask Jay-Z?
I don't know.
You're willing to risk $500,000 for a conversation you don't know what you're going to ask the person? I'm telling you what you're going to ask them. Hey, man, I'm a barber. How do I get to the next level? Jay-Z's going to say, hey, you got to keep grinding. Just whatever, da-da-da. You just manifest it, and you're going to keep growing. Bro, you got to connect with so-and-so. And then you're going to leave that conversation with a picture.
So you'll take the money?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And right today, you'll take the money.
Today. The way we think about success. So a mentor of mine said this one time. He said, if you go to the poor side of town and you go to a McDonald's, and if you go to the register to pick up your food where you give them the cash and you look on the ground, there's change on the ground. There's pennies and dimes and nickels all on the ground, right? Because people from that side of town, they don't value money. But if you go to a McDonald's in a better side of town, because they got McDonald's there too,
Yeah.
you're not going to see all that kind of stuff. Because when a millionaire drops a quarter, they pick it up
I don't know, man. I seen some millionaires drop some bands.
on stuff that they like.
They picked it up, but
On stuff that they like. You've also seen really successful people negotiate their rates and negotiate numbers.
Oh yeah.
We get what we can from this other side of town. My point is, it doesn't seem that you value money, which is an indication of the rest of this conversation of why you don't have that money to invest.
Okay.
It's a mindset thing that's happening right now. You don't know what this person is going to say. The coolest part about you taking dinner with Jay-Z is being able to tell your friends you took dinner with Jay-Z.
But you might could take a picture, it go viral. And you get money. You get money from that picture.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So if you posted a picture today with Jay-Z and it went viral, you don't think you can make the same amount of money or more? Or let's say Jay-Z did a skit for the podcast or for social proof, and it goes viral. Like I'm talking about hundreds of millions of views.
And what do you think happens when something gets 100 million views?
I don't know. I want to find out though, cause I don't know. Is it money in that?
Not necessarily.
It's not money in viral content.
It ain't $500,000.
Dang. Over time.
No.
It's not. Okay.
No. I want to call somebody. I want to find somebody. Who should we call that has millions of views? Millions. Okay, actually, I'll tell you. I'll show you right now, okay? So I'm actually going to my YouTube channel. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, and then let's see. Okay. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you how many views I got. So let's go to view channel, and then where's it at? Home. I got to find this. Because maybe this would be enlightening for you.
Okay.
Dang, I can't find it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna find this. Because I have millions of views, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to make money. Now, hold on, I'll show you real quick. And I really, really hope this conversation helps you.
So what you're ultimately saying is money is more important in relationships. That's what you're saying?
I'm not saying money is more important in relationships.
Okay.
I'm saying money is more important than a potential relationship sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. It depends. But you're just not in a position where you can hedge that bet. It's just a bad bet.
I got you.
So, Lifetime, okay. Look at how many views I have on my YouTube channel. You see it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's overall?
That's overall, yeah.
Okay.
81 million views. I mean, 81 million people saw my content.
Okay.
This didn't make me millions of dollars.
But what if one video got 81 million views?
What if? The question is, are you willing to bet that?
On the 81 million?
On a potential.
Without knowing the numbers.
Just because you take a picture with somebody doesn't mean you become successful.
No, it was just an example.
No, but I'm just trying to lay a foundation for how we're viewing money.
Okay.
If you don't value money, you won't have any. And I'm not saying don't value relationships, but this is a bet. How many, you think Jay-Z's looking for new friends? Or do you think he's just going to have this dinner, then go about his life with his wife and his kids and his music and his real friends?
It depends on the impact you have on them.
Okay, but you don't even know the question that you're going to ask him. So how are you going to have an impact?
I mean, I think of that, I think of that. Just be genuine, be yourself. It'll come to you.
Okay. So
you don't think so?
No.
So you think you got to have it all sketched out before?
I think it's going to answer your questions.
Okay.
In fact, if I'm being honest, I would rather pay Myron $100,000 than pay Jay-Z $100,000 because Myron has taught me how to make money.
Most definitely. I can go for that.
I really don't think Jay-Z can teach me how to make money.
I can go for that. Yeah.
We got it. We got to be able to respect money. And I think that may be a challenge right now. But so tell me about what's one thing that you're struggling with?
Clientele, as far as the barbering, clientele. As far as the podcast.
Are you good at barbering?
Yeah, I can cut.
Are you good?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I'm not the best, but I'm good. My clients the few clients that I do have, they tell me, they give me feedback and,
How long you been cutting hair?
Say about 4, going on 5 years.
Do you think that an indication of your ability to keep a client is based, or do you think that your ability to cut hair is an indication of how many clients you'll have? Meaning, if you're really good, you'll have a lot of clients.
Because I know some barbers that are really good, but they don't have the clientele like that. Maybe like some characteristic issues or some.
There we go. So the good isn't just the ability.
You got to have it all. You got to have the total package, the confidence, everything.
So if you don't have a lot of clients, you probably don't have it all.
Well, I'm new as far as like the profession because I had to go to school for 2 years. I just graduated school in May, so
Congrats.
And I just got into the shop a month ago. So I'm like, as far as like professionally cutting, I'm new to it.
Gotcha.
That's why I say I'm struggling with the clientele now.
Gotcha.
So,
and what's the podcast about?
That part, I don't know, man. I try to figure it out.
Got a whole lot of I don't knows, bro. Like,
I try to figure it out often, man. Like, how can you box a podcast into like just one thing? Like, put me down on that.
My podcast is about entrepreneurship.
Okay.
There's a lot of things you can do with $500. I mean, you can have a night out with your significant other. You could buy some really expensive shoes. Well, really nice shoes are about double $500. You could buy a course where you can learn something for $500. But I have something better for you to do with the $500. I want to meet with you every single morning for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not the rest of your life, but every morning, Monday through Friday, for the rest of the year. I have information and game that have allowed me to build a successful business, a successful community, and a successful life all the way around. But I want to share that with you. But the only way we can accomplish this is not me selling you a course, not me giving you a one-on-one consultation, because even with that, you'll get the information, but you'll need more. I want to meet with you every single morning. Now, would I meet with someone every morning for $500 for a year? And the answer is yes. Actually, we've been doing this thing since 2017. We have what's called the morning meetup. Every single month, we have a theme, whether it's social media, whether it's motivation, whether it's strategy, whatever it is, we have a theme for the month. And every morning in that month, we have a conversation around that topic. And I am giving a wealth of knowledge, not only myself, but a lot of friends, a lot of people that you see on this podcast. They join every single week. So you need a community of people that you can grow with, and you need a coach. I'm your coach. The Morning Meetup is your community. Go to themorningmeetup.com. It's $499, and I will meet you every single morning for an entire year. Give it a shot. It's a little box right there.
See, I'm trying to figure out, like, because I don't really want to do the entrepreneurship route with the podcast. I kind of like, my vision for it starting out was kind of almost like a 85 South model, so to say. Like, kind of mess the comedy with also informative type stuff, information for people who, you know, don't really tune in into like the mainstream podcast, so to say. Mm-hmm. And also bring in up and coming entrepreneurs and stuff like that onto the show so they can tell their story and promote their brand and stuff like that.
I'm not mad at that, my brother. What's something that you're struggling with that you think I can help you with?
With the podcast?
Period. I don't know what you need. Like, first off, I don't know if you have, how old are you?
31.
31.
Yep.
You know who you want to be?
I want to be me.
I mean, you're already you, but, and would you want to be you forever? The you are now?
I don't have no choice.
You definitely have a choice.
I can't change and be somebody else.
You don't have to be somebody else, but you could be a different version of yourself.
Okay. All right. I'm definitely trying to be a better version of me.
I'm not who I was
right.
when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Totally different person. Same human being, totally different person. But I think your biggest challenge right now is struggling with identity issues.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You from the east side of Atlanta.
Right.
Where it's a badge to be real.
Yeah.
Right? You grew up in the streets?
Nah.
No?
Like, what you mean by in the streets?
What I mean by the streets, that's a good question. Tell me about your environment growing up.
You familiar with East Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like bad, like, you know, you had your violence and stuff like that go on, but, you know, for the most part, if you had a focus and you stayed on your focus, like I did music growing up. Yep. So that was like.
I was in the streets then. Not illegal streets, but yeah. Doing music. Okay, let me not judge. What was your rap name, first off?
Go,
okay.
Yep.
And what did you rap about?
My life. Like my experiences, what I went through in life, stuff like that.
Give me some of the bars. Just give me some of the bars. Try to be as edited as possible.
Let me see. I got so many.
Give me just a little bit of a verse from a song.
Okay.
That talks about your life, maybe like.
Okay. I know I'm close. I can see the signs. Don't look around when it's time. Never mind. I can't even finish it because you're going to think I'm from the streets. Nah, but I'll finish it, though.
Finish it.
All right.
Finish it.
I must be close so I can see the signs. Don't look around when it's time to ride. I'm my own shooter. Nowadays, nigga talk about what they going to do, but don't do it. How the hell you going to draw down?
So real quick,
don't shoot it.
That was your life, yes?
Not my life.
So you just fictional. So you grew up like prep kid.
I grew up around. Nah, I wasn't prep. I wasn't a prep kid. I grew up around it. You know, I wasn't.
I don't want.
I wasn't heavily involved.
Brother.
Yeah, like I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No, I wasn't in the streets, man.
You never in none of your raps. You said you never said I'm from the streets.
But you never said what being from the streets meant.
Correct, but I'm saying in any of your raps, did you ever talk about being in the streets?
So like I'm a street dude?
Yeah.
I talked about the streets. I talked about like
yes, and you're a dude from the streets.
The consequences that could happen from being, you know, handling business in the streets.
Right, but you also talked about you being one of these people that's contributing to.
Me personally, I'm from the hood. I'm not. I feel like this is how I break it down. Like I'm from the hood, meaning like I grew up in a poverty and restricted environment.
That's what I'm talking
about.
But
when I hear from the streets, I think of drug dealing.
Okay, I got you.
Gang bang, all that type stuff.
You, just for clarity, you did nothing illegal. You're
nah.
Good, exactly. So you're from the hood.
From the hood.
From the hood. Okay, good. So there's a code in the hood where what do you think I'm about to say?
No snitching.
No. I know you from the hood, bro, because like your antennas go off. My point is, in this environment, we don't think big outside of becoming a rapper or a musician or doing something illegal to make money.
I can't agree with that.
Let me just give you a foundation.
Just speaking in general.
In general.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay.
In that environment, right? It's hard to get out because there's such a stronghold on that environment, meaning you can't go out and be too positive because it looks like you're leaving us.
Right.
Or if you're a part of a group and you're saying, I don't want to do what y'all doing anymore, it's hard to even have that conversation because they feel like you're leaving them or something's wrong with them.
Yeah, it's a crab in the bucket effect. It's a crab in the bucket effect for
100%.
Sure. Yeah.
There's something mentally going on from where you're from that's keeping you with that mindset where you say, I'd rather go viral with a picture of somebody that y'all recognize than have half a $500,000 that can take us all out of this environment, or have $500,000 where I can turn it into something positive.
Okay.
But you don't respect money, or you don't even think wealth just yet. You're only thinking, that's why I'm saying, when you're talking about like relationships, you're not talking about how I can create these relationships to go become successful. You're saying, I don't know what to ask, but I just would rather have relationships than success or money.
Okay.
That's a mentality that's like, that comes from the hood. Now I didn't grow up in the hood.
Okay.
But I did grow up in an environment that was close enough to where there's a lot of people there that want to be tougher than they are. And maybe they are tough because they did the things, right? In my middle school, I went to Memorial Junior High School in Willingboro, New Jersey. The year I was there.
I was about to say, what is that? I thought you were going to say Memorial Drive or something.
Oh, no. But so Willingboro is the city next to Camden, New Jersey. And Camden was like the murder capital for a long time. I'm not saying Willingboro is the hood, but it did have, had that environment. Yeah. Every single day, all you got to do is follow the crowd. There's fights.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
When I sold weed because that's what we do here.
You sold weed?
Yeah.
What?
I wasn't that good at it.
Hey.
It was my environment.
Yeah.
And then my cousin, when I came down to Atlanta, I came down from my senior year of high school, graduated there, and I was like, yo, I'm going back home to Jersey to do nothing with my friends.
Wow.
Because I wanted to be around my friends, right? But my cousin said, yo, if you stay here for the summer in Atlanta, stay here for the summer, I'll buy you a new car. You know what I did?
You left.
I went back home to Willingboro to do nothing.
And did what? Try to sell weed?
Nothing.
So why weren't you good at selling weed? Like, how can you, what?
Because the goal wasn't to get rich. The goal was to say we sell weed.
Wow.
And eat that day.
That's crazy.
It wasn't like we had a meeting. It's like, yo, all right, so here's how we lock down the whole city. Okay?
Right.
You get that corner, you get this, and then like we're gonna have this whole operation. We're gonna take the money and we're gonna buy buildings. It wasn't that way.
Yeah.
It's a mentality from where I grow up, where this is where we stay. This is the life that we have, and the world is no bigger than this area.
Yeah. But see, I knew the ins and out of it. Like, I knew to get back more than what you put in, you either have to have a plug or you have to be fronted the product to actually make some money. But seeing how everybody around me was doing it, they was putting their money into it and only making their money back or losing their money. So I ain't really see no purpose in like that.
But what is some money? To make some money, what does that mean? In my rap, so I was a rapper too. Because that's what we do. We sell weed and we rap. But we rap about selling cocaine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never sold cocaine, but I rapped about it.
I never went that extreme.
But I was rapping about like how I can, how I'm this kingpin, and I wasn't.
Wow. Give me some of your bars there. Let me hear some.
I don't remember none of them. I don't remember none of them. My point is, I was able to break free from that.
Word.
I want you to break free from that mentality.
I have.
You haven't.
You don't think so?
Because you're still willing to take a dinner with Jay-Z to go viral over $500,000. You're not thinking wealth. Okay, let's think about this. What could you do with $500,000?
I don't know. You can sit around all day and say what you're gonna do about money, or if you had this certain amount of money, but you never know what you're gonna do when you actually get that money.
Yeah.
Like you can touch that money and just go crazy.
Yeah.
Or you can touch that money and just do something super successful. It's all about your mindset, like you were saying.
100%.
But I honestly can't answer that question right now.
The problem is you got a lot of I don't knows and you haven't thought about it. And right now you're 31, right? It's okay to be that way.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
If you didn't think so, you wouldn't be that way. But this is how you are right now.
I'm trying to,
Yeah, no, that's the purpose of this conversation, right? You just don't have that much longer for this to be okay.
Nah.
To where I don't know. What would you ask Jay-Z if you had to give up $500,000? I don't know. What do you want to become? Myself. Well, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Which means we haven't sat down and thought about it. Mm-hmm. You got to sit there and think about it, because I'm telling you, 10 more years is going to come by. It's going to be 40. You're going to be 41. You'll be at the same barbershop with the same friends. I'm not wishing that on you.
No, I got you. I got you.
Time flies.
Yeah.
What has changed between 21 and 31 for you?
My careers. Like I said, I was really focusing on music. That was my focus. I thought that was gonna do it for me. But once I started seeing the changes in the industry, I started like, okay, let me focus on something else. That may be why you sensed that a lot of I don't knows, because I'm transferring it to something completely new for me. Yeah. So I'm still figuring it out. So I would say that's my major change from 21 to now. Okay. Converting the music to something completely different that I never did before.
But where you are in terms of like financially, and you're ranking your career, right? Okay. From 21 to 31, I would imagine not a whole lot's changed. You might be a barber. You wasn't a barber 10 years ago.
Right.
Cool. Right. You were doing music. You're doing podcasting now. But maybe, I don't know, the music didn't take off, or, you know what I mean? I probably got the same group of friends that I'm with, whatever.
Yeah.
But if we really think about it, probably not a lot's changed from 21 to 31. It's very, very easy to go from 31 to 41 and nothing changed.
That's facts.
But the only way it changes is intentionality. And you don't have intentionality right now. It's not like I'm saying, the reason I'm okay. Do you have a question for me?
That's it.
Not yet, okay.
I'm thinking something.
Okay. Which means, if somebody asked you before you got here, hey, you about to go do the hot seat. What you trying to learn? And you'll probably say, I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
But if you said, all right, well, here's my major focus. I want to grow my podcast. This is the concept. This is what I'm working on. I already did this pre-thinking. And someone said, hey, you about to be on the hot seat. What you going to learn? You going to say, yo, I'm looking to grow my podcast. This is my plan that I have already. And I'm just trying to figure out if there's some holes in there.
Okay.
And then you get a lot more from this conversation.
Yeah.
But because we're leading our lives with I don't know, it's very, very hard to get something out of life that we know for sure is going to happen.
Yeah.
You understand? But it's not your fault. It's the environment. You have been.
Well, I'm not in the hood anymore.
Well, you're not in the hood, but you grew up in this mentality.
Yeah,
and
okay, so it's embedded. Yeah.
It's embedded.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily your fault. Our black communities were designed this way. You understand? They were designed this way. So, are you familiar with the 13th Amendment?
Not
So
word by word. But.
Me neither. I'm not like a scholar like that. But
okay, I got you.
Slavery days, 1800s, right? And then slavery was abolished, but they implemented the 13th Amendment after slavery was abolished. The 13th Amendment says it's illegal to be a slave unless you're convicted of a crime. Meaning, it's legal to be a slave if you've been convicted of a crime.
It's legal to be a slave if you're convicted of a crime?
Yes.
So what is a job?
Well, that's not slavery because you can come and go what you want.
Not necessarily.
Yes, you can. A job, you can just walk
You got a certain
away.
time to be there. You got a certain time to leave.
You got a certain time. You have an opportunity to be there. But if you don't come, nobody
You get
kills
fired.
you. You get fired for sure. But it's free will. You can do whatever you want. He's not my slave. He can come and go if he wants.
It's not a job. This not a job.
No, that is a job, ain't it?
You think so?
His paycheck come every same time, every single month. There's a hire. We have an employment agreement.
Okay.
This is a job.
Okay.
We think jobs are bad, but they're amazing for people who want a job.
Yeah.
It's immense pressure for Reese to go out and just start something from scratch. Got to put his own money and build it. If he has a job, he can take the money that I'm giving and build whatever he wants. He is a free man.
Yeah, that's true.
But have you ever rode down the street and you see a police officer and a bus, and you see some people with the little green vests on, and they're like picking up trash or doing something?
Yeah,
like
the
that.
prisoners. Yeah.
They have to do that.
Yeah.
How much you think they make?
Couple pennies.
It's
If
slavery because you've been convicted of a crime. So slavery is legal. This is the 13th Amendment. So when they implement the 13th Amendment, after the slaves are free, they implement what's called, what was it called? Black something. Black
Friday?
Meaning, no. It's something, again, I'm not a historian. It's just some things that I know about our people. There are certain crimes that are illegal for black people to do back in those days.
Oh, okay. I got
Which
you.
means we can put you in jail. Slavery's abolished. But if you commit a crime, Curfew for sure.
Okay.
But if you commit a crime, you can go back into slavery. So these corporations and the people who have the money and the power, of course, they didn't like the fact that slaves were free. We need to figure out a way to put them back. In the 80s, crack, it wasn't that somebody in the hood created crack and just started spreading with their friends. Who was the inventor of that? The government plants it so that it keeps us exactly where we are.
Yeah.
In fact, now there are more black men and black people under the correctional control than there were slaves in the 1800s.
Oh, that's crazy.
Slavery didn't go anywhere. But what I'm saying is, in the hood, they're not giving you the best books. They're not giving you the best computers. None of that stuff. Even in the school that I grew up, it wasn't the best. Predominantly black areas just don't get the resources and things that other communities get. Why? Because they're trying to keep us where we are.
And they don't want you to see your power. They don't want you to see what you can really achieve in life.
100%.
Just keep you down.
100%. That's why it seems really, really cool to go viral and take pictures with Jay-Z and get $500,000. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Is that really a poverty mindset though?
100%.
Because I think people that's in the hood would rather take a picture of a little baby or something like that. They ain't
That's
really
nuts.
They ain't really like pressed for Jay-Z.
That's nuts.
You don't think so?
Because the reason they're doing it versus the money is because, one, you don't respect money. I respect being respected by my peers. If you take a picture of a little baby, you lit. If you get $500,000, you'll get robbed. So I don't want the money, especially if they know.
Yeah.
If somebody from the hood hits the lottery and they still have that same mindset and mentality, they're going to give it right back. That's why most of the people who hit the lottery or the people that are in the in an impoverished neighborhood, we get those kids because they're good at sports because this is our way out. But once we get out, their mindset never gets out. They bring all their friends with them.
Yeah.
And then they're broke years later. There are football players, basketball players that are living paycheck to paycheck right now. They're in debt. So you've got to get out. And again, I'm not saying you are that. I'm just saying I see traces of it.
I got you.
Because it's more convenient to not think or plan or strategize how I'm going to get out of here. But we can't not know. You need to know today. I'm asking you to know. This is what I'm looking for. This is where I want to be. So my question would be, what do you want to be? Get a picture of who you want to be in your head. What does that look like?
Like the clothes or what you mean? The overall lifestyle?
Overall lifestyle.
I say like a cool ranch style house, 10 foot or better ceilings, stuff like that. I'm not really too crazy on foreign cars, but as long as I have a nice car that can get me to be or wherever I need to go, that's cool. And a powerful network. I said powerful network.
So
fam straight, kid good, all that good stuff. Mom good.
Yeah. What does that mean? Like mom good.
Like she ain't got to worry about paying bills, and she ain't got to worry about what she gonna lay her head at, or stuff like that. How she gonna get around, or
how much you think she needs to make that happen?
No, my mama, she don't need much. I say probably about like you mean for the rest of her life?
Yeah, just lifestyle. Yeah.
Lifestyle, yearly,
monthly.
I say probably. I'm gonna just throw it out. Throw like $5,000 a month.
5,000, good.
If that.
And I think that's something that you want to do, but you haven't been intentional about making it happen. Because if you did, you would calculate that in all the money that you need to make. Okay, I need to make $5,000 for my mom, this for my house, type of house that I want, making sure my kids are good, because good is like it's a really arbitrary goal. It's just like I just want to make sure y'all good.
That's Siri.
Right? Good is relative. But I'm asking you to have a picture in your head. So when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, and I had this picture in my head.
Did you envision it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, bro. I will tell you, I had a vision board, and I'm going to find a picture. I took a picture of this vision board. I had a vision board of a building years before I got it. This is when I think I might have first left the Cheesecake Factory. I was doing like a vision board every single year. And I was doing it before I left the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
But I just saw it. One of the things I saw was me being able to take care of all of my mom's bills. So while I'm working at the Cheesecake Factory, every single year for her birthday, I never got her a gift. I took something away from her, though, every year. So every year I would take away a bill. Okay. Because I had this vision. I want my mom to not have not one bill for the rest of her life. So first year, I say, Mom, I'm not giving you anything, but I'm going to transfer your phone bill to my account. You'll never have to pay another phone bill again. One year I said, Mom, I'm not getting you nothing for your birthday. She said, why not? At least take me to eat. I said, well, maybe. But how much is your power bill? And she told me, I said, I want you to give me the power bill and I'm going to put it on automatic payment. This is while I'm working at the Cheesecake Factory because I'm calculating what's needed. I'm like, oh, her power bill, one bedroom apartment can't be more than $80. I could take care of that. And at this point, I set up a t-shirt business where I'm selling these like $25 t-shirts. And I'm like, all right, I need to sell 4 t-shirts every single month to take care of this power bill. I need another 4 t-shirts every month to take care of this phone bill. And I started taking stuff away because I had this vision that every single year I'm going to make a little more money to take away all of her bills. Eventually, I did that. But it was because I planned it years ago.
Gotcha.
Somebody be like, yo, what do you want to do? I never said I don't know. There's a picture of how I want things to be. So I draw it all out, and outside of drawing it, I'm calculating what it takes to do that. Go on Zillow and look at some houses. Go to Zillow.com, Zillow, Zillow.com. Look at some houses. Look at houses in the $300,000 range, then $500,000, then $1 million. You might say $1 million, oh, it's too many rooms. I don't need all that.
Right.
But this is a nice house. This is how much it's going to cost. How much is it going to cost me every single month? What do I have to set up to make sure that happens? But if not, I'm telling you, I'll talk to you next year and you'll just be doing something else to make money. Like we're handling our current situation.
Mm-hmm.
We can't live like that.
Nah, you got to further.
Yeah.
You got to further. I always got to elevate.
Yeah. And I want you to elevate. This next year, I want you to elevate. And it's going to be easy for you because now after this conversation, ideally, you're going to be more intentional. And intentionality is where success comes from. Most people are just wandering. What's it called? There's a book called what's that? What's the book? Art of the Conversations with the Devil or something like that, by Dale Carnegie or Andrew Carnegie. Yeah, we read it. Outwitting the Devil.
Who?
Outwitting the Devil.
Outwitting.
Read Outwitting the Devil. You can get on audio. It's dope. Audio is better, I think, because you get like there's a conversation with a man and the devil.
Okay.
The devil, and this is like, I think they might have wrote this in the 60s or so.
Napoleon Hill?
Yeah.
Napoleon
Hill,
okay.
yeah. Napoleon Hill. Yeah, I read it a couple times, and you said what?
They didn't release it because they thought society wouldn't be able to have
After Napoleon Hill's wife died, they just kept it like, because I think his wife didn't want him to release it because he was talking about some real stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how about how cigarettes are going to kill our youth.
Oh, wow. Back then.
Wow. The propaganda, how the media was going to tailor how we operate. But the media is designed to keep people on a lower level, but the people who know go into a higher level to use that stuff. But one of the main points was called, where he called people drifters. Drifters. They just wake up in the morning and let life take them wherever life takes them.
Wow.
I go to work. I do my podcast. I go eat. Go out with my friends.
But what if that's planned, though?
Say it again?
Like, what if that's their plan?
Sometimes people plan to drift.
Wow.
You know what drifting looks like?
Like when you turn, but you're not turning. You're kind of sliding.
Let me give you an example of drifting. Drifting is like, hey, would you rather have $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z? And someone asks, hey, what would you ask him? And you say?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's called drifting. I believe you're talented. You got a great personality too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I think once you stop drifting, sky's the limit for you. But we got to stop drifting. Right now, you are a 31-year-old drifter. And if you had this message or you read that book 10 years ago, life would be so much different for you right now. You can't change that. But what you can change right now is 10 years from today. But everything you do today, like I believe, and this is a quote by me, I created this quote. Where you are today, everything you have, every situation you're in, is the sum total of all of the decisions that you made up until now. So where you are, everything you are, who you are right now, everything you have or don't have, is just the sum total of every decision that you've made. So think back, you probably think of some decisions that you probably wouldn't have made had you been thinking. Mm-hmm. You're probably thinking of some decisions that you would have or would have not made had you been thinking. Whether you make a decision or don't, that's a decision. But it led you to where you are right here. Somewhere along the path, you figure, I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to listen to something positive, or you got out of the hood mentality, like, I don't want to do what y'all doing every day. I went back to New Jersey one time. This was years ago. I went to one of my friend's house, and it was a Friday night. And I was like, what y'all got going on? He's like, we about to go in so-and-so house. We went to so-and-so's house, and there was a bottle. We had some drinks. We drank, and we smoked and talked and kicked it. And wasn't nothing wrong with that. The only problem was 5 years ago, I had deja vu, bro. Yeah. It was deja vu. I'm like, this is what we did every single Friday night.
Yeah.
But they never stopped it. But along your journey, something happened where you said, I'm going to follow this podcast dude. I want some information. That decision said, I'm tuned in. I want some information. That decision to get information led you here, which led to this conversation, which is going to show up 10 years from now.
So the episode dropping 10 years from now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who you're going to be is going to show up 10 years from now.
Okay, I got you. But yeah, I was trying to see, like, what type of advice would you give somebody who was in Reese's position, like they had a production job or whatever. No, they did a podcast, and they're the producer. They do all the editing and whatever. But they're trying to transition out of that. How would you advise them to go about that?
Give me your real scenario.
Like, I basically do what Reese is doing. I set the cameras up. I do all that, edit all the videos. I make all the Instagram clips and YouTube shorts, things of this nature. But I'm trying to transition from that because I have so much other stuff going on that it kind of delays that production.
For sure. I think the real question is, what's all the other stuff you got going on?
Well, like I say, I'm trying to leverage the barbering, my barbering career, build my clientele. That's really like my main focus right now, trying to build that up.
So when you say trying to build that up, what do you mean?
Build up my clientele for the barber.
So you're spending more time looking for clients as a barber and
less time producing the show.
Got you. Okay. So do you make a lot of money as a barber?
I do pretty good.
So it kind of depends on, are you going to take some of the money that you make from all the efforts being a barber to alleviate you from doing all that other work?
What you mean?
Like maybe hire somebody to do all the stuff that you can't do.
Okay, I figured that.
I mean, but if you're not in a position where you have the money to do it, then you just got to keep doing it. So before Reese and anybody, I would set up all the lights, camera, all that stuff. We weren't in this studio, but I set up the cameras, lights, mics, all that kind of stuff.
Did you do the editing too?
All of it. I take the footage home, edit that joint, upload it, titles, thumbnail. I did everything. I did everything.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I really want to do. It was a grind, bro.
Yeah.
We can't really get away from the hard work. Like, you have time. It's just you don't want to allocate that time to do it. And I'm not suggesting you continue to produce the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
But I would until it started making money. So I didn't hire somebody to help me until I figured out a way to get the podcast to make some money. But it's all math. Like, something needs to be done. There's a price to get it done. You got to pay the money. How do you pay the money? Where do you get the money from? Do you take it from your barber work? Put it in there? Cool, no problem. But you still have to have a plan for the growth of the podcast, because someday you don't want to take your barber money and put it into a podcast. You want to take the podcast money and put it into a podcast. That would be the goal. But you got to come up with a plan, like a strategy on how you're going to make money from this podcast.
Okay. So other than like social media production and stuff like that, like how can you leverage a podcast even more than being on the internet?
So you need to have a business that the podcast promotes.
Okay.
So some people just get on the mic, it's like, yo, we just have a podcast and we're just gonna make this podcast thing happen. And most people don't know what that means.
Well, see, that was my aim, to promote the businesses, like for the barbering, for the music. My co-host, he do custom t-shirt apparel and stuff like that. So that was the aim for the podcast. One of the reasons why we wanted to start the podcast, to further promote the businesses.
So what was the podcast about?
I don't know. I really don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out the niche, man. I'm still trying to figure out our niche 2 years later.
So my point is intentionality. Meaning, let's say, for instance, you were looking to promote your music. Mm-hmm. You should probably have a music podcast where you are analyzing the new music that's coming out. You are the authority in the podcast, in the music space. Okay. You're the one uncovering all the artists that are gonna pop soon. Like, you should have been the person that knew Sexy Red was gonna be Sexy Red before she became Sexy Red.
That's kind of my aim forward.
But you have to become an authority.
Yeah.
And now when you become an authority, you're building an audience of people who want to hear this information. And now you inject your music. Every intro is your music. In the middle of it, yo, we stop. I wrote this song about this topic. Yo, check this out. But that's what you call intentionality.
I got you.
I want to grow in the music space, so I'm going to start a music podcast so that I can grow in the space.
Well, what if I'm not doing music?
Say it again?
What if I'm not doing music?
That's just an example. And my objective was to be a business coach, I'm starting a business podcast.
I got you.
Let's say I want to there's a guy on the internet who he points out people who are scamming people financially. He's a CPA or like he's an accountant, right? A CPA, certified public accountant. Mm-hmm. So he has a show that unveils all of the financial errors in the black community. If someone's taking advantage of people, financially taking their money, he's going to talk about how this doesn't make sense. This is a scam because I'm a certified public accountant. I can tell you about these financial things, which makes sense because at the end of every show, it's like, yo, if you need an accountant,
I'm the guy.
Holla at me.
Okay, I see what you're getting at.
It's genius. Yeah. We're not the closest of friends, but it's brilliant in nature.
Yeah.
Because it's intentional. He has a show that's showing his authority in a particular area, and at the end, I have an offer. So it doesn't matter what the thing is that you do, but the podcast isn't just, let me just do a podcast, unless you have a big brand. And then it's just, I know people are going to be interested in me so I can make money from it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Intentionality.
That makes sense.
If I sold t-shirts, I would be the person finding all the different t-shirt brands in the country, seeing their stories and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to say, hey, support me. My t-shirt.
I got you.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
That sums it up. I got you. Okay.
All right, man.
Okay.
You did good. This is a really good episode.
Was it really, or you just saying it?
Yeah, this was good. Right, Reese? This was good. We got a chance to talk about the black struggle.
Yeah, man. We
It's strong.
We need to talk about that more.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna talk about that more on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Dr. Umar Johnson, I think he got a podcast, right?
I ain't seen that guy in years.
He talk about one thing. And guess what? He get booked for every black woke event. Because he's able to show his authority. It's like, this is what I do. If I ask Dr. Umar Johnson to talk about the 13th Amendment and black people and slavery and how slavery had an effect on our hood and how our hood has an effect on us now, he'll go for hours. Because he has such a depth of knowledge in it. Now, again, I don't know the brother. I'm not a fan, but I'm a fan of somebody who moves with intentionality, and my whole brand is wrapped around the thing that I do. I can respect it. intentional. These aren't drifters. Got it?
I got you.
Cool. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.